Um, I've gotten a couple of comments on some of my videos that, well, obviously you should just leave if he is a narcissist. It's not sustainable. Why are you staying with him? And it's like, I'm in therapy now. I'm learning. I'm doing better. But this is not something that I ever expected to have happen in my life. My first relationship was pretty bad. He was a narcissist. Well, guess what? There's different types of narcissists. So, how about instead of asking me, why don't I just leave? Why don't we ask them, why don't you just take accountability for what you're doing? Why don't you just change the way that you talk to people instead of doing all sorts of mental gymnastics to justify the tone of your voice and speaking aggressively and using inappropriate language? I think that it's time that we flip the script and start talking about the other side of things. And like, yeah, definitely. There were some small red flags when we first got together, but genuinely, I thought that he was a dad that was down on his luck, that had lost his job from COVID and was like struggling and living with his dad, who is a junkie and is not a good person for his daughter to be around. And so I was like, hey, like, you're looking for a job. He had a job at that point. He's looking for a job. He moved in with me. He's looking for another job. Turns out he didn't ever have a job and he was working with his dad and all of this other stuff, which, junkie. But it's nothing that he said about himself was true. Nothing that he said was going to happen in our relationship was the case. And it's like, I'm doing better now and I'm learning these things are not okay now, but let's not normalize lying about everything that you are just to have a relationship with someone. I think that I'm starting to understand why people say men are not lonely enough, because if I was that lonely, there is no way that I would pin that on another person and say, you are responsible for my entire loneliness. I've been that lonely. And I've been that desperate. And that's part of the reason that I'm in this situation, is because it does get that lonely and you do get that sad. But it's also time to be held accountable for them lying about everything that's going on in their lives before they get into a relationship or as they're getting into a relationship, because that's not normal. That's not okay, and that shouldn't be normalized or accepted.